so now we are good to go. So first thing to do is call the tower and let them know what we want to do. Just tell them that we're wanting to go on a city tour.
Okay.
9 for taxi today.
Have a good day, Atlanta Park off.
Evansville clearance, Cherokee 287 Papa.
Cherokee 287 Papa, Evansville clearance.
Cherokee 287 Papa, we'd like to do a city tour. Initial heading 240 at 1,500.
Cherokee 287 Papa, maintain VFR at or below 2,000. Expect higher requested. Departure frequency will be 127.35. Squawk 0303.
At or below 2,000, departure frequency 127.35 and squawk 0303 287 Papa.
287 Papa, backtrack, stand grounds open, 121.9 for taxi today.
Ground for taxi 287 Papa. Alright, so we are going to switch our frequency real quick.
49er Golf Evansville ground, runway 36, taxi.
And then we'll talk about how to taxi. So, whenever you're taxiing, you want to make sure that your feet are on the bottom of the pedals. So the bottom of the pedal is for like actually turning the nose wheel, and the top of the pedal is for the braking. So whenever you press the right pedal, the right brake, that does the right wheel. That brake that stops the right wheel. And the same thing, left side, you stop the left wheel. So whenever you brake, you got to push them both at the same time.
Okay.
So and sometimes it's a little challenging for people on their first time. So if you can't do that, I always got the parking brake. I actually don't have toe brakes on my side.
Oh,
that's just the way they designed them that way back in the day. But yeah, I can always reach down. I just grab the parking brake.
Okay.
So no need to worry.
So as far as like normal, do my feet just sit on the ground?
So yes, it's always heels on the ground.
Okay.
And then if you have to stop, then you just bring them up.
Okay.
And then a lot of people, they'll kind of like not get nervous or worried or anything, but they'll have to they think they have to keep 1 foot on the pedals at all times. So like whenever they're stopping, they'll take 1 foot and put it up, and then they'll take the other foot and put it up. Well, in that time, it's hard to explain, but in that moment when they change, like they go the 1 foot, they'll press the brake and they'll start to veer that other way.
Okay.
So just move both your feet at once, and like they don't always have to be on the toes or on the foot pedals.
Is it fixed or do I?
You can move it up if you'd like. From my point of view, it seems like you're fine as far as a good distance. But if it feels weird, then you can scoot up as well.
Maybe a little bit.
Okay, and yeah, there's a bar right up against the bottom of the seat cushion, and so you just pull up on that.
Okay.
And then I always kind of like grab right here and pull. There you go. And then kind of wiggle it around just to make sure it's locked. Okay, sweet.
That might be a little better.
There you go. All right, so then one more thing before we get going here. You see that like little red handle on the left side of like on your wall there? So I want you to pull it back towards you where it says left tank. There you go, perfect. That just changes which fuel tank we're drawing from.
Okay.
Like since the left one is the fullest, we're just gonna draw from that one, so. Yeah, so I will go ahead and call up the tower, and I will give you, once he tells us where to go, I'll give you directions on what we're gonna do, and yeah, we'll go from there. Evansville ground, Cherokee 287 Papa is ready for taxi.
Cherokee 287 Papa, Evansville ground, good afternoon. Runway 36, taxi southbound on Charlie, verify you have information, Mike.
36 via Charlie, and we do have Mike, 287 Papa. Alright, so I'm going to release the brake here, get us rolling, bring the power back just a little bit, we don't want to get going too fast. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to kind of turn you a little bit to the right here.
Okay.
And then we'll go ahead and hand it over to you. So we're just going to go straight from here until we see, and I always just tell people to take your hand off the yoke.
Okay.
Put a little bit of left pressure on the pedal. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So we're not going to follow this line, this first one in front of us.
Okay.
We're not going to follow the second one, but the third one, it's a yellow solid line.
Okay.
That's what we're going to follow. So you can go ahead and kind of start turning right. You're going to intercept it. We want to be right on that line. Very good. And so you see here where it kind of S's?
Yeah.
We're just going to kind of cut the corners there.
So go straight?
Yeah, you kind of just angle it a little bit.
Angle which way? I'm sorry.
Just to the right.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Gotcha.
Actually going to pull a brake here just because we're going a little fast. Not by any fault of you or anything, just the wind's kind of blowing at our back right now, so it's pushing us a little bit. Alright, so now I want you to just kind of test those brakes a little bit, see how you do with them. So put your feet on the brakes and push.
Whoops.
Alright, not too bad.
Whoops, wrong way.
You're good.
Left.
Yep.
I probably should have put my feet up in the brake
That's alright.
before I took off.
There we go. Then you can go ahead and start tapping the brakes again. And move your right foot over to the left a little bit. Yeah, there you go. We're gonna just slightly press on the brake, on the right brake a little bit more.
Brake.
Yeah, so that you can use the brakes to steer.
Oh, okay.
So if you press on like the left one, so like as we're coming around this corner, you can press on the left brake, and then that's turning us as well. All right, so there's this line coming up across the taxiway. We're gonna go ahead and stop before that. So let you
Stop right here?
push on the brakes. Yep. Very good. Nice.
Not too good.
No, that's all right. No, that's perfect. Hey, I've had people, they get like super close and they'll like, if you cross that line, that's like breaking the rules. So
Okay.
yeah, you do perfect. This is exactly how I always do, about 15, 20 feet away. That's fine by me. All right, some of you hold those, like really clamp those brakes down with your feet. We are to power up the engine. That way we don't move. It'll only be for a couple seconds. Looks good there. Good there. All right.
When I let off the brake, is it going?
You can go ahead and let go now.
Oh, okay.
There you go. So I got the parking brake. I was barely
Gotcha.
putting it on. We can use the parking brake for like whenever we're like idle, but when we power up, we can't use the parking brake because it'll end up, if we use it too many times like that, it'll blow out like the master cylinder. So
Yeah, we don't want that.
yeah. So so now we are ready for takeoff essentially. So give you a quick rundown of what we'll do. So we will once we get, I'm going to call up the tower here in a second, and once we get permission to take off, we will roll out on the runway. I'm going to take over the feet controls from here, so that way you don't have to...
Golf, contact Sport traffic.
There's one less thing you have to worry about.
Okay.
So I'll steer us onto the center line of the runway. Once we get on the center line of the runway, you're going to have your hand on your left hand on the yoke, right hand on the throttle.
Okay.
Whenever we get on the center line, I'll tell you to go full throttle. So you're going to take the knob and push it all the way in.
Okay.
Just make sure it's not like super quick, like instantaneous. Make sure it's like over a span of a second and a half or two seconds.
All right.
And then once we go full power, we're going to be looking at our airspeed indicator. Once it gets to 65,
Okay.
that's when we're going to start pulling back on the yoke. Yep, and once again, kind of like the throttle, nice and smooth. Like we don't want to go super slow like this. We don't want to go super fast. We just want to go nice and smooth, just like that. And then once you feel us come up off the ground, stop pulling back.
Okay.
Because if you keep pulling back, then we'll end up stalling, and that's not a good thing. So,
All right.
we're gonna. And I always tell people, can you see the hood of the plane? Kinda.
If I lean up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just kind of keep. I guess the best way to explain it, just kind of keep the dash here on the tops of the trees. Like if you look at the end of the runway, you like to see the trees. Kind of keep that right there. That gives us a good angle of climb out.
Okay.
And then once we get above a couple hundred feet above the ground, then that doesn't really work as well. But for the first few hundred feet, that works.
Okay.
And then after that, I'll just kind of tell you to pull back or push in, whatever needs to be done.
All right.
And that's about it. When we get to 900 feet, so we're at 400 feet above sea level right now. Once we get 900 feet above sea level, which is 500 feet above the ground, we will make a left-hand turn to the southwest.
Okay.
And then we'll continue climbing up to 1,500 feet. And once we get to 1,500 feet, we will just level off there, and we'll go from there.
To turn, is that the...
That's your hands.
That's
so yeah, whenever we're up in the air, it's hands.
So it's never feet on the air.
Correct.
Okay.
It is a little bit, but I'll be doing that.
Right.
It's very little that I have to do.
Okay.
Only when we're climbing, basically. So.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Awesome.
Any questions or anything?
That I can
Not that you think of? All right. So go ahead and let them know that we're ready. Evansville Tower, Cherokee 287 Papa is ready to go on 36.
Cherokee 287 Papa, Evansville Tower. You starting your city tour downtown, or are you trying to go to Newburgh first?
We're going to go to southwest, kind of like west of downtown, and then we'll go to Newburgh.
287 Papa, roger, not a problem at all. Wind's currently 010 at 7, gust 14. Turn left on course, runway 36, clear for takeoff.
Turn left on course, 36, clear for takeoff, 287 Papa. Alright, so I'll take the parking brake off. Fuel pump and landing light on. And I will take the foot controls. So you can go and have your left hand on the yoke. Wait just a second to put your hand on the throttle. Just because I had those previous times where people have prematurely put the throttle in and almost ran us off the runway.
So you're doing the...
Yes, I'll do the feet, but yeah, you'll do everything else.
Okay.
If you need help, then I'll help, but I'm going to try to let you do everything you can. Alright, so here is the center line. I'll let you go ahead and push the throttle all the way in, nice and smoothly. There you go, you can go a little faster than that. Alright, very good. So now we're looking at our airspeed. Once we get to 65, which is about right now, we're going to start pulling back nice and easily. Very good, and we are off the ground. So go ahead and push that nose just a little bit forward. There you go, perfect. And you're flying, my friend.
All right. You know if I need to do anything?
I will. There, you're doing just fine. Actually, put your nose down just a little bit, about right there, maybe. Very good.
So does it kind of want to climb on its own, like?
For the most part, yeah.
Okay.
It'll want to do most of it for you. All right, so we're coming up on our 900 feet. So I'm going to turn the fuel pump off, the landing light off,
All right.
and then we're going to make a left-hand turn. So you're just going to move your hands just slightly, and then once you get to a comfortable bank angle that you like, you'll stop turning, or you'll turn, and you'll just move your hands back to a neutral position.
Okay.
So about right there seems about good. All right. So keep it. So you're bringing it back to the right. So you want to just kind of keep it neutral for the most part. There you go. All right, and you see those smokestacks out there?
Yeah.
I want you to kind of aim for those.
Okay.
Those are pretty normally good reference to use.
Can't see them.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, they'll disappear for a second, but once we get level, they'll reappear.
Okay.
All right, so we're coming back up on 1,500 feet. And once we get there, we will level off, and I'll help you with that if you need it. So go ahead and push in on the yoke a little bit. You should be able to see a decent amount of horizon or earth in front of it. So push in just a little bit more. You're gonna feel a little bit of pressure. So about right there or so. All right. So I'm gonna take the controls from you here.
Okay.
I'm gonna level it out for you. So go ahead and just take yeah, there you go. Just helps me fine tune a little bit better. All right, I'll let you go ahead and put your left hand back on we typically try to fly with only one hand.
Okay.
Just because you can kind of make a little more fine-tuned adjustments better. But yeah, you are flying.
Awesome.
A little bumpier than what it was earlier. All right, so push in on the yoke a little bit. Tower 287 Papa, you want us with you or you want us over to departure?
287 Papa, sorry about that. You are radar contact. Via prior to your discussion, you can remain in this frequency.
Roger, we'll stay with you, 287 Papa.
So which one is altitude, this one?
Yeah, that one's the altitude. So we're at 1,700 right now.
Okay. Where is my ultimate destination?
So Wrights High School is just ahead to our left a little bit.
Okay.
Once we get south of that, then we'll make a left-hand turn.
Okay.
And then we're going to push down a little bit. We're a little higher than we want to be.
Gotcha. Where do you want me to be?
1,500 preferably, but it's kind of bumpy today, so it's going to be hard to maintain that.
Okay.
So let's put the nose down here.
Cessna 51 Golf, if you make it, turn left there on Golf, taxi Tri-State, remain frequency, have a good day.
Left on Golf, the Tri-States will remain with you, 4751 Golf.
What you think?
That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool, nice. Alright, so let's go ahead and make a left-hand turn, and we're going to just make a nice gradual turn to the east.
Am I going
Yeah,
fine?
you're doing just fine, yep. Alright, we'll go ahead and roll back to the level here. And if you'd like to take some pictures, I can take the controls for you. If you don't want to, that's okay as well.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Definitely trickier to keep it straight than I would have thought.
Yeah.
Climbing higher.
It's
Try to
alright.
get her.
We don't. It doesn't have to be exact. I mean,
Okay.
we don't want to be like closer to 2,000, but we don't. If we're like in that range there, it's not a huge deal. We can get down easily from that.
Highway 62 over there?
That is.
Okay.
Yep.
That's the direction where I live.
Okay, cool.
What's the red button?
The red button on your yoke there, that's how we talk to the controllers and stuff.
Gotcha.
Yep. do you live in? Boonville or Chandler or?
Yeah, we live just west of Chandler.
I got you, cool. What are they ever going to do with Chandler Motor Speedway? Are they going to reopen it or?
I don't know. There was one guy who had a lot of ambitions, but
yeah,
I don't think that's going to pan out.
No. I remember going there several times. A couple of my friends used to race. And it was always fun, yeah.
That was my wife's one of her first jobs when she was a little kid.
Oh, really?
She used to work ticket booth or something.
All right, so there's the hospital. We're going to go ahead and make a left-hand turn.
Okay.
And then we will we'll contact the tower and let them know that we're making our way back in.
A sharp enough turn?
Yep, whatever you're comfortable with. It really can be, I mean, obviously there is such a thing as too steep, even for my standards, but yeah, as long as you're comfortable with it, this is perfect.
And then which way am I going ultimately?
I'll tell you when to roll out.
Okay.
It'll basically be northwest.
Okay.
Tower Cherokee 287 Papa making our turn back inbound for a full stop.
287 Papa Roger, enter left downwind for runway 3, correction, right base for runway 36, runway 36 clear to land.
Right base 36, 36 clear to land, 287 Papa. Alright, so go a little bit more to the left. Yeah, there you go. And you can roll out a little bit now. Yeah, there you go. Alright, so basically what we're going to be looking for is Lynch Road, which I can see the curve up there, so Lynch Road's over there. Once we get in, once we cross Lynch Road, we're actually not cross it. We're going to try to stay parallel with it, right above it.
Okay.
And then from there, we'll continue westbound until we get to the airport, or until we get, I guess, perpendicular to our runway that we're going to land on, and then we're going to make a right-hand turn into that runway, and that's how we'll land. I'll see what the winds are doing a little bit lower, and then we'll kind of make that decision if you want to try to land it or not.
Okay.
And if you don't, like I said, if you're not comfortable with it, that's okay. But if you'd like the chance, I'd love to give it to you. So.
Yeah. As long as you know how to recover if I'm screwing up.
Oh yeah.
Evansville Tower Station 7268 Papa is in the descent inbound 13 miles from the east.
Station Air 7268 Papa, Evansville Tower, wind 020 at 8, gust 16, runway 36 clear to land, number 2, traffic Cherokee about 3 miles southeast of the airport.
36 clear to land, number 2, copy the traffic, Station Air 7268 Papa.
Alright, so let's go ahead and start making our turn left. You see Lynch Road down here?
Yep.
That's where we want to be.
I need to be back up higher because I'm...
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Nope, you're only about 50 feet lower than what we were supposed to be, and
okay.
even that's minuscule. I know it seems like a lot, but it's not at all.
Okay. Sometimes it gets to a point to where it's going up and I can't see ahead of me. So.
Yeah, you're fine. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take the controls for a second and let you relax.
Sure.
I'm going to set us up to land. Like I said, I'll kind of feel it out and see what I decide.
All right.
All right. That's our flap lever, so we got 2 notches. If you look outside, we got some flaps in. All right, and then there's that trim that I was talking about, that trim wheel up there.
Okay.
So that moves that tab in the back. All right, so we're going to go a little farther, and I'm going to make the turn to get in line with the runway. And then I'll hand it back to you. so I'm going to let you go ahead and take the controls. Wind check.
Wind 360 at 10.
Okay, so wind's coming straight down the runway.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're just going to aim. You see those numbers on the runway?
Yeah.
We're going to aim right for those. So pull up just a little bit. There you go. Perfect. And then when we get basically a little closer, we can make the runway. I know we can glide down to it. I'm going to pull the power all the way out. What we're going to do is we're going to go down about 5 feet above the ground. We're going to hold the plane level. So.
Okay. So am I supposed to be going down now?
Yes.
Okay.
You're doing perfect. And then as we get slower and slower, hang on, the birds right there, just to make sure they don't get near us. Okay. So I think we're good now. I'm going to bring the power all the way out.
Okay.
So once we get about 5 feet above the ground, we're going to pull level. So I'll just tell you to pull back just slightly. So about right now, go ahead and start. About right here.
Okay.
Okay, so we're a little higher than that, but it's all right. So we're just going to keep pulling back. So just keep pulling back on the yoke a little more, 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 a little more. That was you.
Okay.
You'll see on that video, hopefully it caught it, but I didn't have my hand. I had it right there next to it.
287 Papa, turn left on taxiway Golf. Taxi dry state remains free. Have a good day.
Left on Golf, stay with you, 287 Papa. All right, so I'll steer us in. You can go ahead and let go of the controls.
Okay.
And just relax. Yeah, that's very good.
Awesome.